At night, Ukrainian aviation reportedly struck an ammunition compound in Tokmak, occupied Zaporizhzhia region. This type of attacks are intensifying, which can mean that an offensive is coming. But we will see. Ukrainian forces have destroyed a Russian ammunition depot in a forest on the Kherson front. It seems that, in the near future, the Russian occupiers will be left without supplies.
We hit our base. It's good that the vehicle is parked farther away. And that's it. Now the shells are exploding one after another. I like this place. There is an ammunition depot. There was all sorts of stuff.
Russian bloggers are revealing disturbing news about Russian military. In 3 years, the Russian Marines from the 810th Brigade were reconstituted 3 times. Revelations from the 810th Sevastopol Marine Brigade. Today I got into a conversation with a friend from there. I won't give his call sign for obvious reasons. So, shock content so that we understand at what cost of blood all this is given to us. The 810th Brigade was first in the Kherson direction, and then it was transferred to Kursk. During the entire special military operation, the brigade was replenished 3 times. The losses are simply fucking huge, the friend says. The commander simply sent everyone to be slaughtered. For me, to be honest, these are not revelations, since most units now think so. In general, the sailors got tired of the stripe and physically removed it. The FSB arrived, took the body, and those who decided to finish off the executioner. Such a short and instructive story. This is the Russian version of the 1st Cavalry Regiment, but the cavalry is literal here. What happened to the IFV and civilian vehicles? I thought those were infinite. Horses and donkeys are becoming standard norm in a Russian military. Second World Army, my ass. How should Ukraine treat this illegal immigrant from Russia? We see these types of videos from time to time. Russian soldiers beg Ukrainian drones to spare their lives, and sometimes it works. Ukrainian drone operators show mercy because they are human, and no matter the situation, they simply can't kill an opponent who is pleading for his life like that. Ukrainians also know that the Russian side would show no mercy if the situation were reversed, but that doesn't change their actions. Russians actively use anti-drone cloaks, hoping for an advantage. But in motion, this camouflage only gives them away. Their silhouette is visible in optics, and exposed areas glow in thermal imaging. Ukrainian scouts from the 60th Brigade quickly detect these invisible foes, making them both visible and dead. Russian forces are desperately searching for ways to counter Ukrainian FPV drones, which have become a nightmare for their infantry. These drones strike with precision, eliminating soldiers in trenches, open fields, and even fortified positions. One of the latest measures Russia has attempted is the use of so-called invisible cloaks, special fabric designed to reduce heat signatures and make soldiers harder to detect. However, these cloaks offer little protection against drones with visual targeting, and Ukrainian operators quickly adapt to new tactics. In another effort, Russia attempted to train newly arrived North Korean soldiers in drone defense. They were taught to detect and evade drone attacks, but the strategy proved ineffective. Ukrainian drones are too fast, too precise, and constantly evolving. The North Koreans, unfamiliar with modern drone warfare, struggled to react in time, and many were eliminated in their first encounters. Kellogg says he handles Ukraine only, not Russia. Kellogg: Ukraine will have a seat at the table, Europe won't.
Can you assure this audience that Ukrainians will be at the table and Europeans will be at the table?
Oh, well, you just changed the whole dynamic. Victor, thanks for having us today. I appreciate it. The answer to that last question, just as you framed it, the answer is no. The answer to the earlier part of that question is yes. Of course the Ukrainians are going to be at the table. I mean, it would be foolish to say they wouldn't.
Russian propagandists are visibly changing their talking points. Now they're calling China not an ally, but practically accusing it of betrayal. China is selling drones to Ukraine that kill our soldiers. The Chinese are blocking our payments.
What really upset me was the celebration of the Chinese New Year. Let's ask ourselves, is it appropriate to celebrate foreign national holidays, especially so lavishly, when we have a special military operation going on? And look, most of the drones used by the armed forces of Ukraine, they are of Chinese origin, Chinese drones. Yes, and thousands of Chinese drones are killing our soldiers. And here are these red Chinese lanterns on one side of the scales and the blood of our soldiers and our people on the other side of the scales, which will outweigh. This is not mockery of those who died from Chinese drones. Why do the Chinese advance? Because it is a very consumerist culture. There is no God, and China has no God. But the culture of eating and having sex, there it is normal. That is, it is promoted everywhere. It is a very down-to-earth consumer culture.
Russians have begun to install two A-42 30mm automatic guns on the carriages of Soviet D-44 85mm divisional guns. The footage, presumably taken in a repair shop, shows the 85mm gun being dismantled and replaced with a 2A-42. An ammunition box is mounted behind the carriage shield, and an arched shield is installed over the breech of the gun and the box. The ammunition is likely to be belt-fed. The S-71-7, OP-2-7, OP-4-7, OP-4M-7, APN-2, and APN-3-7 sights are not suitable for use with the 2A-42, and it is impossible to install the standard BPC-2-42 sight from the BMP-2 on this carriage. Therefore, the Russians will have to rely on alternative sighting devices such as mounting a 1PZ-3, improvising a mechanical sight, or firing blindly. Vertical and horizontal guidance is provided by standard controls, but the standard sights have been dismantled. The fact that a significant number of such systems have been spotted indicates their widespread use. It is likely that in this way the Russians are seeking to create heavy firepower for the front line and strengthen their positions. Such units have already been seen on the battlefields of the Russian-Ukrainian war before. In particular, in May 2024, it was reported that the Russians had created a gun based on the 2A-28 Grom.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.